Hey, we are live. It's Jamie, and it is day 6. I have to use both my hands today. It's day 6 of the Creative Business Owner Basics class. Day 6. So it has been quite an eventful week. Today, we are going to talk about the very last big concept that I am putting together as things that you need to be able to create a life that you love so that you can have a business that you love. So tell me, I see some of you popping on. Tell me if you have been here for the past 5 days, how many of the days that you've watched, and tell me if you're excited for today. Because I have definitely some things, and if you have some paper to write some things down, I've got some things that you'll probably want to write down today. And I am going to share about the course that I've been mentioning these past 5 days. And I'm going to give you some time to ask questions, put those in the comments, and just take some time to go over that. So, oh my goodness, all of a sudden I see all kinds of comments coming in. So I see Lisa popping on. So she's here live. Laurel's on. Christy's been here all of the days. So Lisa's got a notebook. She came prepared. So that is awesome. Let me tell you the other thing that I might need today is a tissue or two. Because yesterday I gave a challenge. I gave a challenge where you had to share onto your personal profile. You had to share a little bit about your story. And I just have to tell you, there were 11 brave people who shared, and they used the hashtag CBOB5. So Creative Business Owner Basics, so CBOB5. If you want to read some very genuine, authentic, real stories that will inspire you and maybe even motivate you, go search that hashtag. Because I just have to tell you that I could not even read all of them together because they just got me so excited, because I could tell from reading the posts that something has shifted in how they've thought about things, because they've been following along with these basics. And something has shifted. I had my friend Adrian. Oh, I see lots more of you popping on here. I had my friend Adrian mention something in her post, and she said, I showed up for this series because I thought that Jamie was going to share all of her business secrets with us. And what I got was a whole lot more. And I think that kind of summed up a lot of what people who have shown up for the past few days, whether it's been for one or all of the days, tell me if that's true. Like, you've gotten a little bit more than you thought in a different kind of way. Like, you thought that I was going to share all of these like secrets with you, but what you've started to do is change from the inside. And that is really the reason. And I'm going to share a little bit more about how this course came about, but that is the reason why and what I believe is missing. That's what's missing from the people who are successful and the people who aren't. So let me go ahead and get to the winners, because the people who showed up, who did their takeaway yesterday, who posted on their personal profile and used that hashtag. Let me go ahead and mute my phone here. I forgot to do that before we started, and it's over here like making all these noises. So before we do that, I want to go ahead and announce those 5 people. But the reason I think that they were very vulnerable in these posts is because the prize that I was giving away was a 15-minute Zoom with me, so that they could talk about one limiting belief. I would record it, and we could work through that limiting belief together. So they were pretty excited about getting some one-on-one time with me and trying to work through some of those limiting beliefs. Oh, I see Tamara popping on here. Oh, Christy says it's been great. So, hey, Loretta says she's been getting so much more. Oh, Sylvia, you've gotten to join us live. That's so awesome. Yes, mindset and emotions are integral to us being successful. That is an awesome, awesome way to put it. Oh, hey there, Mandy. I wasn't sure if you were going to be able to be on live. I barely caught most of your message there. So very good. So I'm going to do something different for the winners. I have a tool that I use to pick names because there is no way that I was going to use any kind of my own way to pick out of these 11 people who made the post. There were 11 people who used that hashtag that I saw. So I'm going to use my phone and I'm going to try this and see if you can hear this. And I'm going to let it pick the names. So let me get to, and this, by the way, this tool that I'm using, this will be one of the things that I share with you inside of the Create course. And I'll tell you how I do this. So there are 5, and I'm going to turn up my volume here. And you can congratulate the names. If these people are not on here, if you don't see them comment, and if you can type their name in the comments, if you are friends with them, that way they can be directed to the video and know that they won. Because I have not been so great about telling people before I even sent them their prize. So all but one person, I believe I've sent all their prizes to and gotten that to them and everything. So anyway, let me go ahead and choose the names, and this will say the name out loud of the winners. So it's all random. I'm not picking anything. I just enter the names and it randomly picks them. Okay, so here we go. Here's person number 1 that's winning. I'm like nervous for you guys. Here's person number 1 that wins the Zoom with me. So first person, I'm going to have it say its name, and let me get it up here.
Laurel Berbrand.
So Laurel, you are one of the people who is getting the 15 minutes. So you can type congratulations to Laurel in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and have it pick another name. Here it goes.
Tammy Beck-Ketzel.
So Tammy Beck-Ketzel, you're person number 2. Here's the third one.
Tracy Magin.
Tracy Magin, you're person number 3. Hopefully I'm keeping count the right way. All right, person number 4.
Loretta Lynn.
Loretta Lynn, you're person number 4. One more person.
Diana Myers.
And Diana Myers, you're person number 5. So somebody needs to be writing those names in there because I wasn't writing those down. So if somebody can tell me those 5 names. Loretta, Tracy, oh good. And then I had Tammy, I know was one, Diana, and hopefully if somebody can put those 5 names in there, that would be really helpful to me, because I think that it'll keep track for me there. But if I could have the names in there, that would be great. So I appreciate you keeping track of all that. So congratulations to those 5 people. I will set up a time with you probably Monday, kind of when I get back into my regular rhythm of working at my computer. We'll set up some times and we will set up those 15 minutes. They'll be recorded, and that way you'll be able to listen to them over and over again to work through that limiting belief. So let me get on to evening routines. And I do have a couple of questions for you. And I am going to have you write down something very similar if you were here on day 4, where I had you write down about your AM routine. This is your evening routine, and there's a word to remember about how to set up an evening routine. So I have a question for you, and I'm going to take a drink here. Oh, good, Laurel. She says, I'm one. Thank you. Thank you. So that's awesome. So yeah, and I don't know that all 5 of those people were on live. So if you are friends with any of them, type their name with that @ symbol in front. So it'll direct them here to the video so that they know. But I have a question, and this is very personal to everybody, and this will be different for everybody. How many hours of sleep do you think you need? Or do you know that you need? Like, have you actually not woken up to an alarm, you've went to bed, and just how many hours of sleep do you typically need to feel rested without an alarm or anything? Like if you were just sleeping, however many hours you needed, just go ahead and type in the chat there. How many hours would you need? So Mandy says at least 8. Loretta says need 8, but she gets about 4 to 6. So, oh, I can't see who this one is. It just says Facebook user here. So I might be able to see like when I'm on just Facebook, but through StreamYard, I can't see. You might need to go up to the top of the broadcast here and give permission to StreamYard to be able to see. But so knowing how many hours you need, and that's usually the best way to be able to tell is like on a weekend, maybe if you don't have to wake up to an alarm clock, like you can tell about how many hours you need. So what time frame do you think, according to like your natural, what are the circadian, I don't know if it ends in an N or an M, you like your regular rhythms, what time frame do you think it is the best time to go to sleep? Like there have been studies that show your biorhythms and all of that. I am not science. I only know like just a tiny bit of science and some words. But what time do you think that it's recommended that you go to sleep? Like what's the time frame? So Tammy says 9 to 10. When I was a teacher, I probably went to bed like between 9 and 10. So Laurel says she typically gets 10 hours of sleep. You go. You're a sleeper. That's awesome. No, but I understand. You say that you need it. So what time, Tammy guessed 9 to 10. What time frame do you think is typically the best to be able to, according to those rhythms, to go to sleep? The time frame. Because if you know how many hours you need to feel rested and you know what that time period is, then you can determine what time, and when you're going to be sleeping, right? So Tamara says, I don't know. She goes to bed around 2 a.m. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So, oh, Loretta, that's interesting. I've never heard that. Did somebody say that they only needed 3 hours of sleep, Lisa? I might have missed that. So I know Diana up there said 11. So let's see. Terry says, best sleep occurs if I go to bed about 1 or 2. Because your most creative work happens in the evening. Oh, that's awesome. So, oh, and Tamara says 8 hours for kids, 6 for adults. So I typically get between it. I feel most rested if I get between like 6.5 or 7 hours of sleep. So for me, and that's a little bit different for everybody, right? So Tamara's saying like around 8 hours for kids. I've heard even like 8 to 10. Anyway, I say all of that to say you need to kind of have an idea, you need to have an idea about your hours of sleep that you need so that you can set up this evening routine. And let me tell you what this evening routine will do for you. Because we are creatures of habit, right? We're creatures of habit because if you think about as a kid, did you have a bedtime routine? Yes. Your parents knew that having a routine set up in place that was a habit every night would get you into the frame of mind to be ready to sleep. Type in the comments there if you are somebody who struggles with insomnia, you can't fall asleep, you have trouble staying asleep, you have trouble quieting your mind. Tell me if you're one of those people. I'm typically not one, and I don't know that I really have, but there are times when I do have trouble falling asleep. Most of the time, not staying asleep, but I don't know that I've ever considered myself somebody who has like true insomnia. So whoever this Facebook user is, I will definitely look when I am able to see on Facebook. Insomniac, Jamie says too. So yeah. Tracy says strict routine. Strict routine. I love it. I'd love to know what that is. So Yeah, tell me some of the things when you were a kid, like what was your routine that you had of going to sleep? Because we are creatures of habit. And if we can set up these habits, then we will be more successful at sleeping, at resting. So if you want to like supercharge that AM routine and that resting, this evening routine and getting this habit down is critical for that. So to make your AM routine like supercharged, get this evening routine down first, right? So it like comes before, even though we're doing it on day 6, it really does come before. So I want to tell you, because there was a word for the AM routine, I want to tell you the word that I came up with. So the AM routine was a word from the Morning Miracle book by Hal Elrod, I think is how you say his name. But I'm going to take credit for this one because I came up with this word on my own. Well, I won't say exactly on my own. I feel like I had a little bit of help and it was like downloaded into my brain. But here is the word that I want you to write down. You've probably heard of when you are sleeping and you're dreaming, you have the random eye movement, right? So it stands for REM. So the word that I want you to write down is REM, R-E-M, with an S after it. So REMS, R-E-M-S. And I'm going to tell you what those words stand for that help you with this evening routine. And then I am going to tell you a little bit about the Create course that I have been mentioning and talking about. And if you do have some questions, I am only able to stay on until about at the very latest 4 o'clock today. So I will try to answer as many questions as I can. So if you have questions, go ahead and start putting those into the chat there. And then that way I can come back to them. So as you're thinking of any questions, if you got the email beforehand early this morning, you might already have questions. I know Elisa said that she had a question, but she's not able to be on here live. So I will try to answer as many of those as possible. But let me tell you what the REMS stands for. And they aren't necessarily in order, but these are the 4 things that you should have as part of your bedtime routine. So the very first one, and these may sound very similar to the AM routine. You'll have to notice. See if you notice any that sound the same. So the R stands for read. Reading something that helps you to calm down, to start getting into that rhythm of rest and of relaxing. It should not be the type of books that I usually read, which are more like personal development type books. Like, don't read something that starts like getting your brain, oh, Lisa, thank you. Like, she's going to type this out for us and put the letters and put the words in there so that we can have them in there in the chat. So some kind of book that helps you to read. Now, the reason for that is to help you get into that relaxed state. Now, I know a lot of people, and this is no judging, I do this sometimes too, will watch TV instead. They will watch some mindless TV. They will turn on the TV for a little bit, and that's their way to unwind, to relax. But the E in this evening routine is very purposeful, and it is to turn your electronics off. So that's the E, electronics off. And a TV is one of those. A TV, a computer, your phone, all of those electronics. Because the blue light that comes from those electronics actually like messes up those rhythms, those circadian rhythms, biorhythms, whatever. And it tricks your mind. It makes your mind think that it's daylight. And then that messes with your sleep and all. So electronics off. So the E, turning the electronics off. And that helps you to start getting into that relaxed state. And then the M, there's a couple of different things. The M worked best for the REM here. So M can stand for meditate. It could stand for listening to music. Yes, that could be a device, but you're probably not looking at the device, right? You've got some headphones in or something. So it could be meditation, it could be music, or prayer, which kind of, is tied into possibly meditation. So the M stands for music or meditation or something quiet, something that's going to calm you down that doesn't require a device, right? And then the S. The S can stand for a couple of different things, and you can kind of pick and choose. There's one of these that I don't know that I necessarily do all the time in this certain way. The S can stand for stretching. So just like doing some light kind of like little stretching, and just, there are a lot of people I know. Loretta's on here and she does yoga, and Lisa's putting in all of them here for us. That's awesome. Just some light stretching like that, just to just kind of relax your body a little bit. S can also stand for a snack. Who, you can go ahead and tell me, who's like a nighttime snacker? I like to have like a little snack sometimes, but what I've tried to do is make it a very light snack. And my husband and I will do this, and it'll be maybe some fruit, maybe a few nuts, maybe some yogurt, just something light like that. Or what I did last night actually was I had some tea, like some hot tea. And that kind of ties into my rest that we talked about on day 2. But anything like that, like a light kind of a snack, because you go for a long period of time probably without eating. So that light snack, some, when you were a kid, maybe you had a glass of milk, maybe that was like your snack before you went to bed, right? So it's kind of like this routine of kind of, it helps you to sleep if you have some kind of a snack to help you to get through to the night. Mandy says she's a nighttime snacker. Yes, to snacks. I totally am too. So I understand. I do try to make it a light snack. Don't eat chips. Don't eat a piece of cake. Like, that's not what I'm talking about with a snack. But then the last thing that an S can stand for sounds very similar to the S in Savers if you were here for the AM routine, and that's to scribe or to journal. So all 3 of those S's can kind of be tied together. So that REMS, if you can develop a routine of that every night, it gets your body ready to relax. And I would add 2 things to this that then help you to like supercharge your AM routine. And that's when you're stretching, go ahead and lay out your clothes for in the morning, because if you were here for the AM routine, exercise is part of your morning. So if you can lay out those clothes the night before, you're already setting yourself up for that routine in the morning. So it's kind of like this added part of your habit that you're already setting yourself up for success the next morning by having your clothes already laid out. No excuses, right? And then when you are writing or journaling at night, I would suggest, and one of the things that I do is I kind of do, especially on Sunday nights, I do just like this brain dump of whatever's going on in my head. All of the to-do lists, all of the things that I, just are like rattling around in my head, right? So if you can do that, then the next morning, you already have some things to pick from to be able to set up for the routine of journaling and like planning out your day for your AM routine. So that is the REMS. And like I said, that's my version. I'll take credit for that one. So let's see. Adrian, I'm with you. There are definitely days where I haven't gotten out of my pajamas until later in the day. Oh my goodness, Tammy, now you're making me really hungry. Now, that would not be something for a snack that you should have, is the queso and tortillas. So that ends day 6, which ends the 6-day series. And I have a question for you. have you gotten anything valuable out of these 6 days? Like, go ahead and type yes in the comments. I know somebody else up above was saying that before. Like, have you gotten some valuable takeaways? Have you gotten some ahas? Have you gotten some shifts in your thinking? Have you had something happen in these past 6 days, like Andrea had mentioned, that she wasn't really expecting? She actually got like more. I want to go ahead and tell you a story because I was you about 2 years ago. I had went through a free workshop like this. Very high energy, very big community, a lot of interaction, a lot of connecting, a lot of this going on. And I knew at the end there was going to be some kind of offer. And I'm going to tell you a word that I used then and I've used several times before then and since then. I had already pre-sighted. That was a word that my mentor that I had talked about before earlier in the week that I went to a beach house in Destin with, and she used the word pre-sighted. I had already pre-sighted. I am not signing up for whatever he is offering because I can't afford it. Because I want to take you back to April of 2020. I had just quit my job a couple of months beforehand. I had no salary. I had to pivot my business to online because we were all stuck in our houses. I did not have income that I had started earning yet. I just want to put you in that scenario there, because some of you may be in similar situations right now. I had already pre-decided that I was not signing up for whatever it was that he was offering. I was going to take the free things and I was going to just do what I could with those, and I was going to use that information, which was great information, and I was just going to like do it on my own, right? And then a few things happened. So that Friday, I saw my mentor, Heidi Easley. I don't think I mentioned her name. I saw her post in that big community group. And if anybody is friends with Heidi, if they would like to type her name in here to let her know that I'm mentioning her on this video, you can do that. She put a post in this group and it said to dream big and fail fast. And by that time, I had already taken this free workshop. I read that a little bit differently, right? If you want something to change, you have to change, right? Something has to change inside you. So when I read that dream big and fail fast, the dream big, I was fine with. The fail fast, that would have thrown me off. But I was already thinking about what that meant. And I knew at that time Heidi's story, and I knew where she was coming because she had put this long post, like I had asked a lot of you to do a post yesterday and tell a little bit of your story. I saw that post and it just kind of got me thinking a little bit, because I knew she had taken this course that was being offered. And I saw, and I was in her group. I saw what she had been able to do because she took this course. So that was one thing that happened. And then I decided on my own over the weekend that I was going to go ahead and start a membership, because that was what this course was about. That was what I was learning about. And so by Monday, I decided to go ahead and present this offer live on a video, very much the same way that I'm doing today. And then something happened. I actually got my first recurring payment. And I remember, I don't have a picture of this. I wish that I did. I remember running into the living room and showing my husband my phone. And I said, I got a payment. Somebody trusted me. Somebody decided to say yes. And do you know that I completely believe that I had already taken back that pre-sighting. I didn't exactly realize it at the time. But because I got that payment over the course of the next year, do you know that that payment practically paid for my investment into the course? Because a few days later, I talked with my husband and I said, I know that I had pre-sighted. I don't know that I used that word. I know that I had decided not to take this course, but I think that I might need it. I think that that course might have everything all packaged together for me to get the results like Heidi got in a quicker way. And I had already had a couple of my friends say, if you sign up, I'll sign up and we'll do this together. And so I decided to go ahead and take a leap. I mean, think about the leap of faith that I had to take. No salary, no income, no full-time job, none of that. Yes, I do have my husband who is earning the income. So I understand that circumstances are different for everyone. But at that time, that was a leap of faith. And if you saw out on my personal profile, I believe that I put it here on my page too, I shared a little bit about, it's not about a leap of faith where you leap and you look for the net, or you take the step and you don't see the staircase, right? You don't see the net. I put in that post what I realized it was, I'm going to take this leap and I'm going to trust that I will find my wings. And I want to tell you another little story that I don't think I've shared outside of a small coaching group that I had. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to show you a little bit more about the Create course. I am going to. Oh, Loretta says the comments are not showing up. That's kind of weird. So I want to tell you that because I took that leap of faith, because I trusted that that course had all of the things that I needed, which it did, and because I got those recurring payments, I ended up having 9 people, and those 9 people covered my investment that I made for that course. But there was something else. There was something else that I did not know. And I'm going to tell you about that when I tell you about Create. So, hey, I see Teresa. Edith knew not to preside because it's you. Oh, that's awesome, Edith. So let's see. I'm going to try, and I have not tried this on StreamYard yet, to share my screen. And I'm going to share the sales page, I call it, or what it's called, for the Create course. That if you got my email, you would have seen this. So I'm going to try this, but I'm going to tell you up front that I keep things simple. And this sales page is probably one of the longer ones that I've done. But I always try to make it simple. I try to make it kind of colorful. I try to make it easy and don't put a lot of the extra. So if you do have questions, because I haven't put something into the sales page, please put it in the comments if you are curious and I haven't answered this question. So let me go ahead and share this, and I'm doing pretty well. I've still got like 25 minutes or so, but I want to explain to you, let's see, share screen. Share works. I read this. So let me see what it's, I don't know what screen it's sharing. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay. So tell me if you are able to see. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. See, I've never done this before. Okay. So this is my page that if you got my email, if you were on my email list, you will have a link inside of the email to click on where it says click here. and here will be in pink, and it'll take you to this page right here. So this you may recognize if you were watching my video a couple of weeks ago are the letters that I created live. Oh, thank you, Sylvia. Sylvia says that she sees it. Awesome. Awesome. Teresa says, that's so awesome. I love when I try technology and it actually works. So this create here are the letters that I created a few weeks ago to kind of introduce this course. And at the top, like I said, I keep this really simple. This is the same picture that you're going to see out on my business page and that I've shared. But the top part is creating a life you love so you can have a business that you love. Let me ask you a question. Did anyone realize this week as we were going through the 6 letters, the 6 days, the 6 concepts, that they spelled out the word create? I love acronyms. If you have not realized that, if you have not realized. So the C is for community, the R is for rest, the E is for energy, the A was for the AM routine, the T was for thoughts, and then the E was for the evening routine that we talked about today. So try to keep it easy to remember. You might not have realized that, but I was going to put periods in there, and my husband said, no, you don't need the periods. Oh, Tamara says that she didn't even realize that. So awesome. There you go. So now you can remember those 6 core concepts to be able to go from stuck in your head, because I think that's maybe where some of you have been this past week or were before this past week, and get you to a place where you're confident in your core, because these 6 areas are the core foundational concepts that I think have been missing. These are the things that have been missing. If you have seen other people get success and you cannot figure out why it does not work for you, I believe that these 6 areas are what's been missing. So what the airboats, oh, Loretta's in Florida, so she's talking about these airboats. Oh, so, oh, good. Diana didn't realize either. Oh, that's so fun. Oh, good. Linda says it stuck in her head for sure. So I put in here really what these 6 areas are. I talked about the putting the face mask on yourself first and taking care of yourself. It really is all about that. And we've done a couple of exercises about putting your hands on your heart this week and knowing that you're enough. So it asks a question there. It says, if you don't love yourself enough, if you don't believe that you're enough, how can you create a business that's enough? A business that you love? How can you do that? So this is why I came up with this idea of create. Well, let me say that differently. That's why I believe this idea of create was given to me. It was given to me 2 years ago in this acronym form with these 6 words. And I didn't know it was going to be a course, but here it is. I thought it was going to be like this little simple like free group, and it's like exploded into something else. So that is where that came from. And that is really why I believe these are the 6 components that are missing, and why a lot of my friends have not been able to have success in their business. So let me go ahead. I listed a couple of different reasons, and some of these reasons may sound familiar to you. Here are some of the reasons why I think that people are having a hard time, and maybe even, I'll say, lies that they've been told. Number 1, may sound familiar from day one, is that you believe that building an audience is the most important thing for success. If you were here for day 1, what did I tell you is the opposite of building an audience? What's more important than building an audience? You can go ahead and type that in the comments. Reason 2, which goes along with day 2, where we talked about rest, maybe you've believed up to this point that you have to work hard to be successful. And maybe you learn something from day 2 about resting and about an evening routine, kind of that we talked about today too, where it's not about working hard. It's actually about maybe taking some breaks and taking care of yourself. Reason number 3 goes along with energy, which was on day 3, where it says you believe that maybe because you're creative that you can't do tech. And you can't do tech and you can't be successful, because that's all around the energy that you bring to how your thoughts, see, all of this all ties together, right? How your thoughts come together to how you show up and believe about tech. Tell me in the comments if you remember the word from day 3 that I gave to you to put after that I can't do tech. Go ahead and type in the comments there. Maybe it's reason number 4 that you believe that there's one certain strategy to follow that leads to success. So we talked about an AM routine. And I will tell you, my AM routine is responsible for so many positive things that have happened, but it's unique to everyone. It does have that word, and you can tell me that word in the comments there if you remember that we talked about for the AM routine, so that you can remember those 6 parts. Maybe it's reason number 5 that you believe that perfection guarantees success. And I think that was a huge one for people yesterday. I think that idea of being perfect and not being grateful for the things that are happening, and how your thoughts are so powerful, and that idea of being perfect is actually just an excuse to keep you stuck. So tell me if you remember day 5. A lot of you talked about that in your post that you made, a lot of ahas and takeaways yesterday on the video. And then maybe it's reason number 6 that you believe that you don't have enough time. And that goes along with the evening routine, especially when you supercharge it with the AM routine, putting that all together. So those are the 6 different reasons that once you learn these and you implement these, like I have and like I've been doing for the past couple of years, and then even really before my business, once you have those and you learn those and you figure out how to apply those, it makes everything work. It makes all of the strategies, all of the plans, all of the techniques, all of the things, all of the programs that you've tried up to now, you've been missing one of these concepts. It might be all 6. It might be one of them. It might be something out of those 6 that's out of balance, and it's causing your BS, right? Your belief system to be off, so that you can't apply those principles, those programs, to get them to work. So I will, Mandy says, will you tell us what a day in your life looks like? It's exactly how I create it to be. That's the short answer. So yes, Mandy, I'll tell you a little bit more, and I will tell you kind of what the course includes here. So this is what you're going to get inside of Create. This is just kind of a little overview of the different lessons. It is a 6-week course. I am opening up the group, which will be a private Facebook group, on the 9th, which is this Wednesday. It will be the community where we're going to have all of these lessons. And then the first week of lessons will be the following week on 3/14. So that is a week from Monday. So a week from Monday. So in lesson number 1, we're going to talk a little bit more about community. And we're going to talk about specifically community that you own, that you don't own, and that you can call your own. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what's kind of included in those weeks, but that's kind of like the broad overview. So, oh, that's so weird, Loretta. I wonder if it's just on your side. Tell me if anybody else is not seeing some of the comments. Lesson number 2, we're going to talk about how to create rest with breaks, balance, and at bedtime. So they'll tie in a little bit to the evening routine too. Lesson number 3, the next week, they're each going to be 1 week for each lesson, is going to be how to create energy with your audience. So we talked a little bit about your community and your audience, your artwork, and then your announcements. I shared this with somebody, or somebody commented back to me that they love that all of these in the description of the comments of each one of the lessons start with the same letter. So you may have noticed that. So, oh, good. Tracy says to tap your phone and maybe that'll work. Oh, maybe it's a new iPhone. So that could be, Loretta. Okay, and then lesson number 4 is how to create the AM routine. So we're going to talk about your personal AM routine, your professional, and then your planning habits. So we'll talk. I have so much information to pass along about habits to you. And then lesson number 5 is about how to create your thoughts around your mission, your message, and your motivation. Motivation is a hot topic word. We'll definitely talk about that. And then how to create an evening routine that is peaceful, personal, and purposeful. So we will dig even deeper into and create an evening routine for you that is around all 3 of those things. So here is what you will get. I'm going to coach you through this course, and you will get weekly live trainings. Here's the benefit of signing up for and enrolling in Create. You're going to get this live. I'm going to do live trainings with you, which means that you're going to be able to ask questions during then. And it's going to be live as I'm learning new things. I'm going to be adding into it. You're going to get it live. You're also going to get a weekly question and answer sessions that we'll do on Zoom. So you'll be able to directly ask me questions there. And we'll set that up so you can, if you're not able to be live, but still want your question answered, we'll set it up that way. I am going to do a tech lesson question and answer. So there are specific tech things that, remember, I keep it simple, that I'm going to teach you about creating a community, how to make connections, how to my morning routine, and what are the systems that I use throughout the day so Mandy was talking about, like, what's your day look like? Yes, I'm going to share with you some very specific time-saving, easy tech things that you can do to make your life easier, to save you time, to be able to free up your time so you don't feel like you're wasting all of it on technology. Like, I'm going to actually teach you how to make technology work for you, right? And then I am going to have some either worksheets or resources, things that you will be able to use for your business and to take notes on, and all of those kinds of things. I'm going to give you a weekly kind of creative challenge that goes along with each one of the lessons. So we are going to do some creating inside the Create course. And then I mentioned you're going to get access to the Facebook community. And then we are going to have a graduation, and you're going to get a certificate of completing this Create course. So those are the things that you're going to get. Now, if you already read the email, you saw that I offered a VIP experience, because I've had so many people. Oh, Loretta says I surprised her. Well, yeah, I gotta keep you surprised. So, oh, good. Oh, and the graduation. Oh, that's fun. Did you put a little? Oh, that's so cute. So the VIP experience is because so many people were asking me about my membership, about the Start Journal Club. How did you start? How are you doing the Start Journal Club? How are you setting it up? Like, all of those things. So the VIP experience is a introduction, because I could never tell you everything about, remember that course? That's where I've learned everything. And I can share with you more about that course. But I am going to give you kind of a backstage pass into the Start Journal Club. So you're going to get 2 Zooms with the with a question and answer with me about the Start Journal Club. So I'm going to allow you into the Start Journal Club if you're not already a subscriber. If you are, we will figure that out, and I'll figure that out. Remember, I keep things simple, so. But I'm going to have a Zoom each. This is a 6-week course. So I'm going to have 2 Zooms in there like every 3 weeks or so about the Start Journal Club, where you can ask me questions about specifically the membership. So that is a VIP because it's above and beyond the Create course, but it's what a lot of people have been asking me about. Yeah, Lisa already signed up for the VIP. So, and Loretta signed up for it. And then I don't know if, I think Adrian was on here. So I already have 3 people that have signed up for the VIP experience because they wanted to know more about this course. And then I'm also going to give you my personal cell phone, not my text messaging cell phone number. And that way you can get, immediate as possible support via text message. So you're going to get more direct access to me. So you have the option of doing the course or doing the course with the VIP. And then I have a couple of bonuses, and I'm just going to take a few more minutes, but keep putting your questions in there if you have any questions about the course, and I will definitely come back. We have a small group that I'm leaving for, and then we're doing dinner with my family, so it might not be until a little bit later this evening. But here are the 3 bonuses that you get if you sign up. It is the Engagement Made Easy post that I gave away to 3 people on day 3. And that is basically right now I'm selling them for $9 for each month, which is for 30 plus posts is incredible. It will make your life so much easier to schedule these posts on your business page for the month, have them done, and not have to think about having a post on your business page every single day. So you get both of those as a bonus if you enroll in the Create course. You also get, and this is just a crazy, I don't even know exactly why I'm doing this one, but I felt like it made sense. But you get lifetime access to all of the future classes that I do of Create, because I don't know exactly when I'm going to offer it again. I will offer it again, but I don't know exactly when. And it might be in 6 months. I doubt it. It's probably going to be more like a year from now. But if you sign up and enroll now in this very first class of Create, then you will get all future classes, which will be better, which will have more information, which will have, it'll just be better all around, but it will also be a higher cost. So if you get in now, I'm giving you the benefit of taking future ones at no additional cost. I know it's crazy. And then the last bonus here, and these are not dependent. You can sign up anytime from now through Friday. Friday at midnight is when I'm closing this off so that I have time to get everybody into the group, which I'm opening on Wednesday. So if you sign up before then, you'll get into the group on Wednesday. And up until I have the first lesson, which will be the week of the 14th. So I want a little bit of time in there to get people into the group. So I'm cutting off on the 11th. So you have to get in, but it's not dependent on whether you get these bonuses on different days. I'm not that complicated. I'm really not. But the last one here is what I mentioned about the course that I took about memberships. So I am going to give you a behind the scenes of the affiliate program that I used to get more than 5 times return on my investment. I can't even go into the details with you right now, but I told you that the 9 subscribers that I started with basically paid for that investment. I'm going to share with you inside this course at least that way that I was able to make 5 times my investment. And I have other ways to teach you to be able to make some quick money. And I'm learning new ways all the time. So I will teach you specific scripts. I will teach you the certain things that I've done. And this one in particular about this affiliate program is the one that I was able to make 5 times return on my investment. Mandy, this is a really good question. Let me answer this one right away here, and then I'll kind of finish up. Will the current messenger group still be open after the course starts? I don't have a really good answer to that, but I say no. That chat group is specifically for the 6-day series. It will be open through Friday when I close off the enrollment for the course. So I'm going to keep it open for this week. But after that point, I don't know exactly how, but no, it will not be available after that point. So that chat group will not be. So in what form that looks like, I don't know exactly. Like, will it be kind of like a group that is archived where you can still see it? I'm not positively sure, but it will not be an active chat group after Friday, the 11th. So it will only be open during this week. So down below here, I have 4 different options because I'm offering, hey there, my friend Connie. I didn't know that you were on here. Loretta's already using the word create. We can create a group. Now be careful, because that word create, that's in capital letters with those 6 words. That's what, I was given. So you can't go copying that word. So anyway, I have 4 different choices. You can sign up for just the course. You can do a payment plan for the course where you have the price of the course is $397 for the 6 weeks. And if you've ever taken any type of course like this, you know that is actually really, really low. And that's because this is the very first time that I'm offering it. But you can pay in 3 payment plan. It'll be every 2 weeks when you go through and sign up, and it would be at $147. So you can do the math and figure out, yes, that's a little bit more than the $397, but you can figure out the math and figure out what that is. If you want the VIP, remember, is the it shows up here the backstage pass to the Start Journal Club, the 2 Zooms, and then access to me on my cell phone. That's the $497, but you can do the payment plan for $177 every 2 weeks. And you can do the math on that one too. It's actually a better deal to do the VIP payment plan versus the just for the course payment plan. I don't know. I figured out the math a little bit, and you can figure that out. But there have already been people that have signed up for the VIP payment plan, and oh, hey there, Jet. She said that she's showing up late. That's okay. It'll be back here on replay. So let's see. Edith, I will definitely come back and answer that question about will this help, or am I jumping in too quickly? I will definitely come back and answer that in the chat. That one's a little bit longer, but yes, it will definitely help, because I definitely jumped into the membership course I took a couple of years ago before I had a member. Well, I technically didn't even have my membership when I signed up. I had people that had paid me, but I hadn't even set up my membership yet. So I went ahead and jumped into, because I knew that was going to be all of the information together that I needed. So Linda says that she did not get the email. So I don't know if I can put the link. Let me see if I can put this in here. Oh, I think it let me. So that link right there will take you to the page that I'm showing you right here. And it'll put you on my email list, like once you go through that. So down at the bottom of this page here, I just kind of put, oh, got to get over here. I just gave you a little bio, really, of why you may learn from me. With my experience, what I've been able to do over the past 2 years. And I just wanted to point out at the very bottom here that my promise during the 6 weeks, you've seen me here show up for 6 days. You've gotten value. Like, you can type yes in the comments about the value that you've gotten over the 6 days and how your mindset maybe had changed and what ahas, what takeaways. So imagine during 6 weeks. Imagine during 6 weeks. So my promise to you is that I'm going to show up. I'm committing to showing up and serving you to get you from that transformation of going from stuck in your head, because I can see it when I look at people. You're just stuck in your head. You're just in your own way, to getting you to being more confident. And that's what I saw in those posts yesterday. That's what I saw in those posts of those 11 people, was confidence. I could read it in the post. They were starting to gain confidence in saying no more. But sometimes you need somebody to stick you to that, because you can have that feeling one day, but then it like goes away. So my promise is that I'm going to show up. I'm going to serve you. I'm probably going to like over deliver and give you way more than what you're paying for the $397 or the $497 or the payment plan. Like, I'm going to give you way more than that, as much as I can possibly give to you in 6 weeks. But I just ask that you promise that you will show up, you'll do the work, because like we talked about the past couple of days, you are worth it. You are worth it to show up. So I will definitely come back. Jamie says a ton of value. So, oh, good, Loretta. Oh, thank you, Linda. I had that kind of figured out. I wasn't sure if it was going to be able to work. So before I get off here, I'm kind of like right at 4 o'clock, so we need to go ahead and go. Before I get off here, I want to tell you that tomorrow I'm going to be doing a video at 10:30 in the morning, my normally scheduled video that I always do, and I'm going to be opening up a subscription box. However, during this week, I am going to do some random live videos. I do not have the times planned. I will send out a text message. If you're not on my text message list, just type text in the comments to make sure you get on that, because I will be answering questions. It'll be easier for me to just come on live if I start getting a lot of the same questions than to answer them all individually. And I will come on and do some more lives. I have some more things to share with you. I have some more things that I'm learning about. But if you know for sure that you want to sign up for the course, you can go to that link. And here, I will make sure I put it in here again. Takes a second for it to show up there. You can also go to the cover photo on my business page, and you can find it there. If you didn't get the email, then you can you can look in your email, or you can get on my email list. But there are several ways that you can find the link to sign up. If you have any other questions, make sure you put them in the, Tammy says random lives. I know. I try to plan most of them, but this week is just kind of too crazy. I don't know exactly when to plan them in yet. But I would love to have you inside of my very first Create course, and to get you from that place of being stuck right now in your head, not knowing the tech, not knowing all of these 6 different parts, and get you to that place where you feel confident. Because then when you do take a program, when you do take a course, when you have the foundation to be able to make that work. And so I promise that I'm going to show up, I'm going to serve you, I'm going to get you to that place. And I would love to have you inside that Create course. So I appreciate all of you showing up. I appreciate you being here for these past 6 days. I am so, so grateful. I'm so, so grateful for the people who have already signed up. But we will be kind of continuing a little bit more throughout the week. But remember, Friday at midnight is when I'm closing enrollments for the course. And you have to get in this time, because I don't know exactly when I'm going to be offering it next time. Like, I really, really don't know. So with that, I'm going to leave you with the quote that I have been saying these past 6 days, that you do get to decide that you can create the life you love, because you can. And now I'm adding, with my help. With my help, you can do that. You can create the life you love. So I hope you guys have a great Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, and I will be back on at 10:30 in the morning. See you then.